another quick video. We'll take on doing another unboxing, first impressions, and update video. This time it comes from the house of Marc Jacobs. We have Marc Jacobs for Men. So Marc Jacobs for Men is a fresh green fragrance released in 2002. The nose behind this fragrance is Ralph Schweiger and is an eau de toilette concentration. All right, let's check out the presentation. All right, so here's the box for Marc Jacobs for Men. Not too much going on with this box. We do have a plain white box with the name of the fragrance, a little barcode at the bottom. Other than that, not too much going on with this box. Let's check out the bottle. All right, so here's the bottle for Marc Jacobs for Men. Really good looking bottle here. I really do like this. Nice, heavy, sturdy glass. It is pretty plain and simple like the box, but I just like how big this is. Nice and rectangular here, but again, heavy, thick glass. We do have a heavy, thick plastic cap here. It says Marc Jacobs on top. It does have silver on the inside, which goes around the entire top. Silver atomizer here. I did think this was magnetic. Not really sure if it is 100% or not, but it does seem to kind of lock down a little bit right there at the end. Seems like it does kind of grab on, but I'm not really sure. If not, it definitely has a really tight fit here on the top of the glass. So a really nice bottle from the house of Marc Jacobs. All right, so here are the notes for Marc Jacobs for Men. In the top we have bergamot, ginger, cardamom, cumin, and cypress. In the mid we have cyclamen, fig leaf, rose, and aquatic notes. And in the base we round things off with moss, patchouli, tonka bean, and cedarwood. Yes, I don't have a ton of experience with the house of Marc Jacobs. I have tried Marc Jacobs Bang, and I think he had a couple of other ones out there, like they were named after fruits, I think. And I once had tried one called Pear a while back, but that was a long time ago. Don't remember what that smelled like. But I have heard quite a bit of this fragrance, about this fragrance over the years. Just heard it was one of the first original masculine fig fragrances. Now, it does say fig leaf here, but you know, a lot of people say fig leaf and the actual fruit of fig kind of smell the same. And a lot of people compare this one to Salvatore Ferragamo and Felicicos. If you guys have tried those fragrances, they're very fresh, green. They're fruity from the fig, green from the and/or fig leaf. And Felicicos, I believe, is more coconutty. I was kind of surprised, you know, that I found this one at Marshall's. It was still pretty high price. I think this is 125 mil. It was still 40 bucks. I'm not sure if it's going to zoom for you guys, but this thing was still $39.99. I wonder why it was so expensive, because it did come out in 2002. And then I looked on eBay, and this thing still holds its value pretty good. I think it was like, the bottle's around $60 to $80 for this same size for this bottle. So I'm not really sure why this fragrance is holding its value so well. That's the only reason I picked it up, honestly. I was looking online, I was like, man, maybe this is a hidden gem, or maybe this one's just worth paying the extra money for. Not really sure, but I do know that I haven't tried it. But you know, if you guys find this one at Marshall's, maybe pick it up. I guess we're going to see in a minute. But if it's, you know, the only one they had there, so maybe just kind of snuck through the radar. But let's give this fragrance a first impression. All right, here we go. Clean hand. Pop off this ginormous cap. Couple sprays. Decent sprayer. Okay. Definitely getting the fig leaf. Yeah. If you guys have tried fig before, it's very fresh, very green. Kind of does have a kind of a inherited coconut type of thing going with it. A lot of people mix coconut with fig fragrances because it does, they do go well hand in hand. So you sort of almost kind of sideways get a coconut type of feel with this one, even though there's no coconut in this. But this is nice. It's fresh and green. And a little fruity. It's very clean smelling as well. Apparently this was sort of a breakthrough fragrance back in 2002 because not a lot of fragrances were using fig. I'm not really sure. I think Salvatore Ferragamo might have been the first one to really use this type of fig in a fragrance. I'm not really sure which one came first. I think that one came out in 99, don't quote me. And maybe this one followed suit, but right now, I can see why this one would be popular among people, because this one does smell nice. If you like fig, if you're a fan of fig leaf or fig fragrances or clean, fresh, sort of, I don't know, watery type of fragrances, you're going to like this one. Getting a little bit of the bergamot on top, slightly getting the ginger. This one's definitely more soapy than I was expecting it to be. Not really sure where that's coming from. Thank goodness I can't smell the cumin. I've tried cumin in some fragrances, and the cumin is just bombastic. It just takes over the entire fragrance and sort of ruins it, makes it smell like too savory. You know, if you guys have tried cumin in food before, this one is not having that effect right now, thank goodness. It's very soapy, which I'm liking this. I'm liking the soapiness of this fragrance. It's giving it almost leans a little unisex. I can see what people say this smells like Felicicos. I think Felicicos is definitely sharper and greener. But I can definitely see the similarities in that fragrance. I can also see the similarities in Ferragamo for Men or Pour Homme. This one's a little soapier though. I actually think I might like this one better than that one. I actually own that one in my collection as well. I'll probably have to try those side by side. But I remember that one being a little sharper, a little greener. This one's a little soapier. A little softer, a little creamier, a little thicker. I'm definitely think I'm getting the tonka bean. I'm getting a slight nuttiness, a slight gourmand feel. And that would be the tonka bean, I'm assuming. Getting the aquatic notes. That's where I'm getting the watery notes from. Not getting a lot of the rose. Yeah, not a bad fragrance right now. Again, not really sure why it's still so expensive at Marshall's. $40 is a lot at Marshall's. Man, I figured I'd find this one for like $25, maybe $29.99. But man, $39.99 I thought was a little pushing it. Still, again, if this fragrance is like $60 to $80, if not more, on eBay, then $40 is probably gonna be a good price for this fragrance, honestly. But right now, yeah, I'm liking this fragrance. It's not bad. It's a decent take on Fig Leaf. It's fresh. It's soapy. It's aquatic, so it's like watery. It's green. It's a little creamy. Can definitely see how this one's masculine, but honestly, I wouldn't. My girlfriend loves Sea Salt and Fig from Old Navy, and that one is unisex. And again, not saying that smells like this, but the fig note in that fragrance, you know, just like the other fragrances I mentioned, is just like this one. So I can see her probably wearing this fragrance, no problem, and she can probably get away with it, honestly. Because also the soapiness in this fragrance, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Pert Plus, which ironically is sort of the same sort of feel that I got from Pulp the first time I tried it. And that one has actual fig in it. I'm not really sure if it has fig leaf, but it does have fig, and I wonder if I'm sort of getting that same soapy Pert Plus type of vibe from this fragrance like I did with Pulp. But overall, I do like this fragrance. I think it smells really nice. And I think the quality is there. Again, 2002 is kind of a dated fragrance. It's a little old. But I mean, the quality's there right now. Again, I've read online this one doesn't have the best performance. We'll get to that in the second half again. But right now, I'm not that mad at this fragrance. I actually think this fragrance is kind of nice. Kind of sexy, too. I'm not really sure where that's coming from. I'm guessing the tonka bean is just giving it some creaminess and a little bit of gourmand sort of thickness. But overall, it's green, aquatic, and creamy. Yeah, so right now, liking this fragrance. Gonna see where this fragrance is gonna go this evening. Gonna wear this fragrance tonight, over the next few days. Give you guys an update shortly. Talk to you then. All right, well, I'm back with my update for Marc Jacobs for Men. Yeah, so I spent the last few days with this fragrance, and I gotta say, I do like this fragrance. Now, it's not groundbreaking, as it did remind me of a couple of others, and I'm going to stick with that. It does remind me of the Felicicos and the Ferragamo Pour Homme. They're all, you know, subtly different or, you know, just kind of in a different direction, but they do all carry that same fig note. Probably say this was probably closest to Felicicos, because this one does have that same sort of green note that I really liked in that fragrance. And it also has that coconut note. Again, there's no coconut in this, but if you guys can just picture, you know, coconut with some green notes and some watery notes, you're going to get Marc Jacobs for Men here. And this is a nice fragrance. I did find out that this fragrance is discontinued, or at least I read that online, and so that's why it's coming with the heftier price tag. But I do like this fragrance. Again, it starts off nice and fresh and green and a little soapy, even though it's fig leaf, it still does smell like fig to my nose. So it's still kind of fruity. It smells like fig to me. So, but it's really nice. The dry down was also really nice. It was a lot of tonka bean to my nose anyway. So after you know the freshness kind of dissipates and the greenness goes away, you really are left with a nice gourmandy sort of smooth and creamy tonka bean note, which was a nice surprise. Longevity for this fragrance, well, for this type of fragrance, it was pretty good, especially for a designer. Even with niche fig fragrances, they don't last very long. I got 6 to 8 hours consistently with this fragrance. It really all depended on how many sprays I use. I tend to spray my skin, but I do believe if you spray your shirt, you'll probably go past 8 hours with this fragrance. But, you know, depending on how many sprays you use, depends on how many hours you're going to get. Projection for this fragrance was about average for a fresh fig fragrance. I did get decent wafts in the first couple of hours, and I did notice it throughout the day. It wasn't a beast by any means, but I was able to notice it, and that's good. Again, for a fresh fig fragrance, even the niche fragrances don't project that well. I think Felicicos, the Eau de Parfum version, even was not very good in that department. So I will say this has decent projection for a fig fragrance. Seasons for this fragrance, well, if you guys haven't guessed already, it is going to be for the warmer months of the year, so spring, summer, and early fall. That dry down, that tonka bean in the dry down, might get you through the cooler days of fall, but overall, I do think this fragrance would be perfect for the warmer months. Occasions for this fragrance, well, initially I thought this fragrance would be strictly for day wear, just casually, you know, because it's you know, fresh and green and soapy, and it has day wear written all over it. But the more that I wore this fragrance, the more that I was like, man, it's kind of sexy too with that tonka bean in the dry down, and you know, it just. I really could picture myself wearing this one at nighttime, maybe for date night, just going out. This fragrance is definitely safe enough for work, but it's not going to be strong enough for the club. Well, the younger audience around 20 could easily pull this fragrance off because of that opening. It's nice and fresh and inviting, but that fig note, I'm not really sure if the younger crowd's really ready to sport fig casually or just kind of to school or anything like that, not even to college, honestly. I do think this fragrance would be good for around 25. I think by then you've sort of matured when it comes to your fragrances that you like, and I think you could probably easily afford this one at 25. I mean, right now, 85 bucks for a 4.2 ounce is just a little steep. Not sure if that's gonna be a budget, in the budget for a younger guy. So I think 25 and up would be a safe age range for this fragrance. So overall, I do really like this fragrance. It's very nice. It's not groundbreaking by any means. Again, there's lots of fig fragrances on the market, and they sort of all resemble each other. Again, this one probably resembling Felicicos the most, but I do like this one. I think it's decent. So I do think if you guys can find this fragrance at Marshall's or TJ Maxx for 40 bucks, I do think that's a steal. I guess it is discontinued. You guys can correct me in the comments, but I did read that, so that makes sense of why it's selling for so much more. But you are getting a decent fig fragrance, guys. And if you guys like fig fragrances and you've been wanting to try one that has a little bit better performance than most fig fragrances on the market, you're going to want to try Marc Jacobs for Men. I do think this is a nice fragrance. This one probably rivals Felicicos from the House of Diptyque the most. It's probably the most, it's closest to that one. And I do think this one probably has better performance than Felicicos. Obviously, I didn't try them side by side, but just going off of memory, I think that Marc Jacobs actually has that beat in the performance category, which is great. And if you can get this one for a good price, it's going to be worth it, guys. But again, this isn't groundbreaking. You know, I've tried lots of fig fragrances in my life, and this one sort of goes down the same aisle as those. So we're not doing anything special, but just under the guise of it being a fig fragrance. Is it decent quality? Is it, you know, worth the cash? I think this one is worth the 40 bucks if you can find it at Marshall's. I probably wouldn't pay any more than that, honestly. Decent performance for a fig fragrance, very inviting. I do think, honestly, this could be unisex. I will say that. I said that earlier in the first half of the video. I do want to stick with that. This does remind me a lot of other unisex fig fragrances on the market, and this one shouldn't be any different, honestly. I think it smells pretty close to those, and it doesn't get too masculine along the way. If anything, the tonka bean sort of keeps it right down the line. It kind of butches it up a little bit, but not too much. Again, if you guys can find this fragrance at TJ Maxx or Marshall's, I think you should pick it up. It might be worth a blind buy, considering if you guys know what a fig fragrance brings to the table. So, you know, I was impressed with Marc Jacobs for Men. All right, guys, so now it's your turn. What are your thoughts on Marc Jacobs for Men? Let me know your thoughts on this fragrance down in the comments below. All right, thank you guys so much for watching the video on my channel. If you like this video, please click that like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn off notifications for future first impressions videos and fragrance-related content just like this. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Dollars and Cents. There, you'll find fragrance-related photos and future contest winners. And as always, until next video, you guys take care. Thanks.